I mean, oh, you got that. Like, it made a different sound when you did it.
That's knuckle.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got ourselves another bat review for you guys, and this time we have the Onyx Firstborn. This is the proper name for this because this is Onyx's first ever ASA USA bat. This has their CFT technology, which was one of the first U-trip technologies that they came out with. Where, if you remember, they were basically hot out of the wrapper, basically almost failed out of the wrapper. It was where you couldn't BP the bat, you just pull the wrapper off and go to the field. Well, they turned that into their ASA technology. This is a two-piece bat. They come in different swing weights, which you can get these in a mid-load weight and an end-load weight. So you can order your mid-load weights in even weights, which is they come in from 25 ounces all the way up to 28. The end-load weight comes in half-ounce sizes, like 25.5 all the way up to 27.5. And these are supposed to be used for 52 300 balls only. This bat does come with no warranty, and as I scale these bats, if you haven't seen, I did a scaling video and kind of showed you how my scaling is flawed, but I'm going to give you the scale weights on this real quick. We did two different bats in the video, so we did a mid-load and an end-load. So we did a 26-ounce mid-load. It's scaled in at 26.2 ounces. The end-load came in at 18.2 and the handle at 9.6. The end-load one, 26.5, it came in at 26.3 ounces. The end-load at 18.2 and the handle at 9.5. Yes, those are very, very similar. You could tell a difference, in my opinion, in the weight. The mid-load felt actually a little bit more balanced than, say, mid-loaded, but, that's just the way I thought it felt. Both bats tested at 1550 in the wrapper. So that was like typical. I believe their compression drop, the lowest it can go down is 1250 is what I was told. I've got Josh Mara out here hitting with me. I got Savannah Mara out here with me, and you all guys know Chase Hall. He's back out there with us, and we're out here on a Saturday night in Wake Forest, North Carolina at Flaherty Park. It's a 300-foot fence all the way around. We're hitting a mix of basically 52 game balls, 52 300 game balls, and we do have some Evil 52 plus balls also. By the way, if you're looking for some of the Evil balls, the Evil BP balls, I know they're in stock, so go take a look at them guys and see if you can get you some, because there's some of the best BP balls you can get out there. They last long. They got a great cover. If they get wet, you can just kind of clean them off. And of course, they got the two-tone colors where you can watch the spin rate on the ball. Well, let's get to the bat, guys. So basically, also, by the way, I just want to drop it off. The temperature was in the 70s, so we had a nice kind of cooler night. So it wasn't super cold, but it wasn't crazy humid like it normally is in North Carolina. I'm gonna give you Josh's take real quick, and then we'll go from there. At first, Josh said hey, he got some feedback on the bat. He said it wasn't very satisfying at first. He said, but once you got and he said basically it felt had a lot of had like a kind of a muffled sound to it. And then once you got a lot of swings on it, he said, once it broke in, he said the bat would, he felt like he could put this bat up to any other ASA bat in the market. And he said that was including Monster. He said felt like the bat was much more controllable because it had the thicker handle than, say, the other thinner handles in the market. He said he preferred the end load over the mid load. He did say he felt like he hit some balls just as far with the mid-load than he did the end-load, but he just felt like he had to swing a little harder, and he was just hitting the ball more toward the end with the end-load. And he just said it was a very attractive. He really liked the paint job. He said it kind of stood out. He said it definitely stood out when you were swinging, and just overall he enjoyed the bat. He just felt like this would compete with any of the other ASA bats in the market. As for Chase. Chase kind of felt very similar, but Chase preferred the mid-load bat. he also basically said he felt like this was going to be one of the top contenders, in the ASA market. He says he preferred the thicker handle compared to the other thinner handle models, ASA bats out there in the market. He said it had a great sweet spot. He found it was easy to place the ball with anywhere. And honestly, if you take a balanced bat with a thicker handle, and that's kind of like, it's the tip, it's not really thick, but it's just like all the previous Onyx bats that were out there, with that taper grip that they have. It is a much thicker handle than, say, some of the other bats. Say, like, you've got Monster, who has probably one of the thinnest handles you'll see out there, or the Juno guys. But when you got a thicker handle and you've got a balanced bat, it is much easier to control a bat. But with a thicker handle, I always felt like you could control the bat also. But you also don't feel like you get the whip like you would sometimes with a thinner handle. As for my take, just felt like out of the wrapper, it was kind of dull. The sound was kind of dull, but it did have a soft barrel. It did remind me of the CFT to a point, but it felt like you had to break this in more. And I am hitting 52 balls, which is the case, but I'll give you my pros. Out of the wrapper, had a super soft barrel. This bat is going to take a while to break in, but it will hang with the other bats. I even did some tee work with this, and I got the old radar out. And like I said, I'm not going to give you my radar test, but as far as, like, I'll give you my gamers. I game a Valhalla and an Unleashed, which is basically a Torch and a Sinister. Exit speed wise, this hung with those bats. I didn't have an Anarchy on me at the time to compare it to either, but it would hang with those bats on exit speeds. Now, if you're getting exit speed and you're not getting much distance with a bat with high exit speeds, that don't make sense. Unless the loading is completely off and it's like a balanced bat or something. But you should get the same amount of distance, which we did. We all felt like we got the same amount of distance with these bats compared to some of the other bats. You'll see at the end of the video that we pulled out our gamers and said, hey, we're going to pull our gamers out and kind of compare them to the firstborn, and we're going to let you see the difference in them and see what you think, just to kind of give it an eye test. As far as feel, it was just like I said, it really reminded me of a Anarchy bat. And because of the feel of it, it just kind of had that kind of dull feel to it, but the ball would go. It's going to take a while to break in, kind of like an Anarchy bat, but it did not have the inload, of an Anarchy, because Anarchy typically has a very pronounced inload on their bats. Overall, man, for their first ASA bat, I have to give this a thumbs up. The only cons for me, and I was swinging in the video, I didn't really think this would bother me as much, but I do prefer the thinner handle. And I know the one thing that people are not going to like about this bat is they're not going to like the sound, because it just doesn't give that much of a sound. And that's what, a loud clacking sound or a loud cracking sound, like the Monster and Worst, the Monster bats, it's got that sexy sound. I mean, and that's what guys like, and that's what you tend to like. You like that gratification of a sound. And sometimes I think that's what's going to hurt this bat. And it's going to take longer to break in. And it's got a thicker handle. But would I game this? Absolutely. I would game this in a heartbeat. But from what I was told, he said, I talked to Ryan Vega over at Onyx Softball. He said, hey, we're not resting on this. He said, we're still looking to improve. And he said, this isn't our final bat. He basically said, hey, we're going to go another step up. So look out for the new stuff come out. As far as price and stuff, this didn't come with a warranty, but a lot of the other bat companies don't either. But I think I got mine for $210, and that's not bad. It's kind of like almost buying, this bat, it seems like durability is definitely not going to be an issue, and it kind of reminds me of the old Mizuno Blackouts that just lasted forever. You paid just under $200 for it without a warranty, and I mean, if you busted a Mizuno bat, you were one hell of a man. I mean, I promise you that. But take a look at the end of the video, and you'll see us when we're hitting right now. While I'm speaking, we're hitting with the other ASA stuff. But take a look at these, and and you'll see with the eye test, and you can hear the difference. But I guess that's it, guys. Until next time, keep hitting it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And please hit the like button if you like it. If you don't, hit the dislike button and tell me why. We'll talk to you guys later.
Like, it sounds bad, but it performs, I think. That's it. I could definitely tell you that. Oh, you made me buy it. I cut that and I missed it. But good Lord Almighty, that's a good miss. I actually squared up. Yep. Thank you, sir.